I am in the middle of what feels like some sort of mini panic attack. It's 6 in the morning, and I woke up with my heart pounding. I can't seem to get warm, and my mouth keeps getting really, really dry. Essentially, my body's saying, we're going to die. We got to cut off blood to the appendages, keep it close to the heart. We have to get your heart racing and feed you full of adrenaline so that you can go fight off um, whatever's gonna kill us. And there is no danger, but my body's pretty convinced that there is. And this feeling right here is what us narcissists are running from. We don't want to feel this. And it's why we gaslight. It's why we lie and we manipulate and we blame shift and we hijack the emotions of the conversation and take it over because we are running from this feeling right here that I've been sitting with for a while. Um, Let me tell you what happened. So, yesterday I was on the phone with a friend who was going through something pretty big, and I was kind of distracted, and I noticed that we had a bunch of weeds in the front yard, like on this like front rock area. And I was like, oh yeah, I need to like Kira wanted us to like grow those out, but I actually think that it's not looking good, and we should probably spray it. And I'm in charge of the outdoor stuff, so I should go ahead and spray the weeds. And I'm kind of like half thinking because I'm also listening in on this conversation with my friend who's actually going through a divorce. Just found out his wife wants a divorce. So my brain's kind of like half there, and I go and I grab the Roundup and I spray it, and then I was like, she actually might be mad because I better tell her because she wanted to keep it this way, but I kind of made this decision right here, and um, she'll anyhow. So I text her and I say, hey, it was looking really homeless, and so I went ahead and did this, and then she was like, why? We said we were going to let it grow out, and those are herbs that I want to grow. They're medicinal, and um, I bought flowers to put in there to make it look less weird, some wildflowers. And I was like, then I remembered the conversation that, oh, wait, yeah, we did say we're going to do this. And I was like, I'm sorry, fuck. I sent like emoji like this, and then I said, I'm really sorry. So I went and grabbed a bunch of the hose and I spray all the rocks with Roundup. I'm trying to spray off the Roundup that I just sprayed on these weeds. Um, I said, I'm sorry. I'm really, really sorry. And, I was a little bit, my heart was a little bit up from that, but I was just like, whatever, it was a mistake. Fast forward, it's nighttime. Nighttime's the worst time for me to have any sort of fight or argument because I can't sleep. And she's like, I'm still mad at you. I'm still bugged. I was like, okay, I'm ready to like hear it. And she went into just feeling really disrespected that I didn't listen, that I just kind of did what I thought was right. And I didn't text her or try to communicate first. I just kind of unilaterally made the decision, which is completely true, which is like exactly what happened. And I just said, you're right. I'm sorry. And, as she kind of kept going, this like, I carry a lot of shame around this part of me. I carry a lot of shame around this ADHD, like poor executive functioning, makes a decision unilaterally that is not considerate. And I have shame around the part of me that's not very considerate as well. And I felt the shame kind of building, and then it like built, and it like flipped all the way into like a full ass shame spiral. So we're like, well, let's watch a show. And usually we snuggle when we watch shows, but she's not feeling it. So she's laying on the other side of the bed. And I'm just going into full fight or flight. My heart is racing. And at this point, I'm really aware of the gaslighting, and I'm aware of all these tactics that my body will use to try to avoid this. But I could see my mind trying to like blame her, trying to get mad at her over this, and thinking of all the things that I've never done wrong, and honestly just trying to like pick a fight so that I cannot have to feel that. Because sitting in your shame, I don't know if many of you have felt this. Narcissists definitely have. They might not even realize it's shame, but sitting in this shame or this feeling of being unlovable is the worst. It's so painful. It's so overwhelming that all I could think about last night was like, of course, for years I used manipulation to like avoid this feeling to begin with, and gaslighting and try to hijack the conversation. And we're sitting there watching the show. My mind's just thinking of all the times that I had done that. I'd been like, well, you something, 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 and just like kind of pick a fight on something else, making them the bad guy, and then just trying to be mad and run off. Because I would take being angry over this feeling any day. Like just sitting there with my heart racing and like my mouth's dry right now. It's so uncomfortable. And you just feel like you're the worst. You just like want to hide. And part of me was just like, I want to stop watching this show and go for a walk. And I was like, well, what's the more vulnerable thing you can do? Because that's something I'll try to do too, is just try to like take it on myself, because I feel so ashamed that this is my other shame dragon, is that I feel so ashamed for being needy and being sensitive and having these emotions to begin with. And that's a bigger shame piece than my shame around my ADHD, to be honest. And so I'm like, okay, what's the more vulnerable thing to do? It's like, well, it's to tell her that you're having a little mini panic attack and that you need her help. So I did. And, she just came over and sat on my lap and snuggled me, but she still wasn't like, oh, baby, I love you. She was just kind of like a little bit. At least that's how I interpreted it, is that she was bothered at me. And so we keep watching this show and my heart just keeps racing. It didn't do it. And I just felt so stupid. I felt like I was so broken. My heart was, I was so just tired of it and overwhelmed. Just had to keep like fighting the urge to somehow make it her fault, And I told her again. I was like, I just kind of wanted to get away. I was like, can you tell me just how, like, are you mad at me? She's like, no, I just don't want to talk. Like, I'm just kind of, feeling a little bit closed up, but I don't want to make this a big fight, and just trying to watch a show and make it chill. And I'm like, okay. And that helped enough, actually, to like, just to talk with her. Like sometimes, and this is why also narcissists, I think, will reach out to somebody, even though that they are like in a fight, they will like even stalk someone, is because getting someone just to say, sorry, just getting someone to like talk to you makes you feel like you're not the worst person in the world. It makes you not have to feel your shame quite as bad. And sometimes we'll be bullies to get someone to talk to us. Sometimes it's like, it's kind of insane, but when you're in this super dysregulated thing, it's like we'll do anything to avoid it, So it was good. We talked, and I started to calm down. We rolled over to go to bed, and we weren't touching. And that's the hard thing about me, is I need touch to help me regulate, which is really puts a lot of pressure on someone. And when someone's mad at you to begin with, it's like they should be allowed to just human and be themselves without needing to console you. And this is how I felt, but I wasn't trying to like force her to help me, but I was being vulnerable and saying, if you are willing, if you're not angry, or, then I would appreciate it. I just again was vulnerable, and like, this is so hard to feel so weak, to ask like this tiny little girl to help me with these emotions. But I just turned to her and I said, I'm spiraling again. My heart's racing again. I can't fall asleep. And she just put her hand on me, and it's like washed me over with feeling better. And I just tried to sit with the emotion a little bit. Like, I wish I could say that I went and just meditated and took deep breaths and I could get rid of it, but I can't. And it's the worst. It's so hard to keep being just deep breaths and like, let me breathe. 1, 2. I'm just counting and like doing box breathing. I'm doing all I can and it doesn't work. My nervous system is just fucked. It's just freaking out on me. And so yeah, I got her to just kind of like, touch me. And she was just had her hand on my hand. And I was able to fall asleep. But then 6 o'clock rolled around and she was like turned away from me. And I kind of woke up and saw it. And then my heart just started racing again. And I was just laying in bed, heart racing. Like, well, better get up. And I'm so cold, so I'm wearing 2 jackets. And just gonna go sit with this feeling. I'll probably go for a walk. The nice thing about having this feeling in the morning is that I can go for a walk. I am trying everything I can to try and teach my nervous system that I'm okay. Breathe, sing, tapping, ice baths, dancing. Dancing is actually a really amazing one. But as I take sovereignty over my nervous system, this is incredibly hard. And narcissists, I don't think, realize this, but we are not sovereign. We are needing other people to help us with our nervous system. And when they don't do it, we bully them, and, or we manipulate them. And it's really shitty, but it's funny. I also look at it at the same time. I have so much compassion for myself and for my narcissistic brethren and sisters for why we do these things. But at the same time, I feel this sensation. I'm like, this is doable. It's not actually going to kill me. It sucks. Like a week ago or so, I got triggered and I was up all night. Like, I was playing a sound bowl, I was singing, I was going on walks. I actually literally couldn't sleep. My body was just so freaking out. And I think I fell asleep finally at 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock. I slept for an hour, woke back up, heart was racing. Did some stuff again until 7 and then slept for 3 hours. So I got 4 hours of sleep that night. And I don't know, like, I'm not mad about it now. I'm not trying to blame her. I'm just like, oh, this is my nervous system that's fucked. This is my nervous system that needs help. And I just kind of try to love on myself and get through it. And there's one more thing I wanted to say. What did I want to say? I don't know. I think talking about it right here has helped a little bit. Thank you for listening. Becoming sovereign is just what's been on my mind right now, is getting my nervous system to be sovereign, where I'm not using, anybody else as much as possible, and trying to train my nervous system to see that I'm okay. After I think enough of these experiences, loving myself, holding myself through it, I think I can get there. So, but the one thing that I'm really proud of, this is what I want to say. The one thing that does feel good is that I didn't hurt anybody, meaning I didn't hurt anyone's feelings. I didn't yell at anybody. I didn't blame anybody, because what was done to a narcissist is usually that a parent or caregiver felt shame and they put their shame on the child. If the child did something that activated the parent's shame, instead of them just feeling it and saying, oh, this is mine, they said, you are a problem. You need to fix this. But the truth is, they just were embarrassed for themselves. They didn't like what you were doing because it was a poor reflection on them. And so when you take your shame and put it on someone else, you're acting quite shameless, and you are creating the generational problem. And, that's what I want to do is I want to run from my own shame and put it on somebody else, make them the bad guy, make them the problem, just to not have to sit in this fear of being unlovable, unworthy. It's like it's why so many narcissists deal with suicidal ideation. It's just so overwhelming, and to feel like you're worthless and there's no good with you. Oh, it's the worst. So, anyhow, that's all. Hope you and someone found this helpful or enjoyable. And then if you're a narcissist wanting to heal, that you are willing to walk this path with me, because knowing that I have not hurt anybody, that I'm getting better, feels pretty amazing. So, see you later.